Welcome to the Stellar Zone. Stellar Sales Alliance is your manufacturer's representative group with solutions for growing your business. Serving the pool and spa industry for over 30 years. We will achieve your sales goals that were once out of reach. Enter the new decade with your stellar team.
Welcome to the Stellar Zone, everyone. My name is Fernando Barragan.
And I'm Chris Clayton.
And we are the hosts for today's podcast. This episode will be available on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and can be found in audio format on iTunes and Spotify. Today's guest is Paul Hackett from H2Flow. H2Flow is a manufacturer of AC drives, the famous FlowVis Flowmeter, monitors, anti-entrapment devices, and also soft starters. FlowVis is the most advanced, affordable, and reliable precision flow meter designed specifically for pools, spas, fountains, and water features. Chris?
Paul, welcome to the Stellar Zone. Can you tell us about your background?
Yeah, Chris, thanks for having me this afternoon, and appreciate the opportunity here. My background is that I initially studied mechanical engineering and then went into the Navy for 11 years. And in the Navy, I studied electrical engineering. And after that, I came out and went to a defense contractor. And then for the last 35 years, I've been a senior manager and owner of two businesses. Most recently, for the last 20 years, with H2Flow Controls, where I'm a majority shareholder in that company.
Wow. That's very impressive. Thank you for sharing that. Can you tell us about H2Flow Controls and its mission?
Yeah, H2Flow Controls serves two industries, very predominantly the pool and spa industry, but we also have a second division, which is the industrial division, where we work with chemical, petrochemical, pharmaceutical, water and wastewater companies. Our mission is to provide cutting-edge solutions to control, protect, and measure applications driven by electric motors.
Okay. So I have a question for you. With the upcoming changes for filtration pumps in the pool and spa industry to be multi-speed, how do you see this impacting the industry?
Well, that's a great question, Chris, and one that's on the mind of a lot of people right now because the variable speed pump is the fastest growing segment in the pool industry today, and for good reason too. It's obviously being pushed very heavily with the view of saving energy, and it does a phenomenal job of saving energy once you tune the pump to the correct speed. And that is the problem right there, is that you know you need to slow the pump down, but the question is, how far do you slow it down? And we know as well in the industry what the objective is. For a residential pool, for example, we typically want to turn the pool over every 12 hours. In the commercial pool, it's a little different. Most general pool applications require the turnover every 6 hours. But without a reliable flow meter, we really don't know what speed to set that pump. And if we set it wrong, we could be resulting in a bad pool situation. The chemical situation could be out of control. The filtration rate is wrong. And if we set it too high, of course, we don't save the energy that we thought we would be saving with the variable speed pump. So it's absolutely crucial to know the flow.
Okay. And you have a product named FlowVis. How can this FlowVis product help benefit pool owners as this change starts taking place?
Well, Chris, we said for a while now that since the variable speed pumps started to become predominant in the marketplace, what we needed to do is see each and every one of them have a reliable flow meter. And when we first came into this market, which is now almost 7 years ago, we were shocked to see how poor some of the flow meters were, how unreliable they were, and how inaccurate they were. And we knew we had a really very good technology with the FlowVis. And when we took it to NSF, and incidentally, we were the first and for a while the only company to ask NSF to certify our flow meter in terms of accuracy and a number of other features. And the results have been staggering. Today, we're still the only NSF Level 1 certified flow meter in the world.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. All right. Paul, can you take us on a tour of the interactive trailer?
Sure. Thanks, Chris. Love to do so. Our trailer is fully enclosed. It's got its own generator. We're pumping water around the entire trailer. What I'm going to start off with is FlowVis. What we have here is FlowVis installed to a 2-inch pipe and straight pipe here. And what is unique about the FlowVis is shown in this configuration where we're right in between two 90s. No other flow meter in the world can be installed this way. And it's still retaining level 1 accuracy, which means it's over 98% accurate, even between two 90s. On the side of this one is a digital sensor, which we'll talk about later. It connects to the FlowVis Digital. But let's go ahead and look at FlowVis Digital. And maybe if we come a little closer here, what we can see is the way that FlowVis works is that as the flow increases in this pipe, it pushes open a flapper, and on the back side of that flapper is an indicator arm. And we simply read the flow on this scale relative to the position of the tip of that indicator arm. So in this case here, we're reading around pretty close to 70 GPM. It's a little easier for me to read if I just stand right above it. Then in this configuration here, we're reading pretty much exactly the same. So it shows it doesn't matter what configuration we have, we're going to read the correct value. Then we have other models. We have a 1.5-inch unit, 2-inch on the slip fit on the inside, 2.5 with a coupling, 3-inch, and 4-inch units. Those are in the market, and I'll get to these later, I think, in our discussion this afternoon. But the next thing I want to add to this is that right from the beginning, we intended that FlowVis would eventually have a digital readout. And I'm delighted to be able to show you FlowVis Digital. It launched only a few weeks ago. And what we're doing on this trailer is to show you the incredible accuracy that we have with FlowVis. We're also showing you what's called a mag meter. This is about a $6,000 flow meter. And if we're able to show this down here, this is actually the measuring device down here. This particular one is a chrome flow meter, manufactured in Europe. It's incredibly accurate, and it's actually the flow meter used by NSF to certify a flow meter's accuracy. So it is the gold standard in flow measurement. We have it here because we want to show you how accurate FlowVis is compared with the chrome. And I'm going to show you here, I think we said we were at about 70 GPM. The FlowVis Digital here is reading 69. And the Chrome flow meter is reading 69.5 or 69.6. So incredibly accurate. And some unique features about the FlowVis Digital. In the top left corner here, we're able to display something which no other flow meter has ever been able to do. It shows you the turnover rate on your pool. So here it tells me that at this flow rate of 69 GPM, I'm going to turn the pool over in 9.6 hours. Now, clearly what I had to do to be able to calculate that is tell the FlowVis Digital in the initial setup how big the pool was, how many gallons were in the pool, or liters or cubic meters. And that's another feature, by the way. We can program the FlowVis Digital for our overseas markets. This could change from US gallons per minute to liters per minute or cubic meters per hour. The other thing that is really nice about the FlowVis Digital is that if we knew, for example, that this 69 GPM was with a good, clean filter, but as the filter got dirty, the flow rate dropped, we could set it so that when it dropped below, say, 60 GPM, which is what I programmed it for, it would start to flash to tell me to backwash the filter. So I set this one at 60 GPM. I would now go ahead on this condition telling me to backwash, I'd backwash, and then I would recover, start the pump up again, and after changing the valve positions, and I'd be back at my flow rate again. So that is FlowVis and FlowVis Digital. Beautiful, unique product in many ways, and incredibly incredibly popular. We're close on 100,000 units already installed. If we move on down the trailer now, we've got our EcoFlow C. It's our variable speed drive, not for residential pools. This is for commercial pools. It does everything from 3 horsepower to over 1,000 horsepower. Unique feature about this product, 2 unique features really. One is the incredible build quality. We know the pool equipment room is a very tough environment, very corrosive. This thing is built like a tank. It literally is. The casing on this is literally about 10 millimeters thick, so it is rebuilt for purpose. But another unique feature is variable frequency drives of this nature for commercial pools or any commercial application are very complex. The manual is very thick, 200 to 300 parameters. What we decided that we would do here is take away the mystery of these VFDs. We would have the customer not even touch the VFD. We would simply have him program through a wizard on a touchscreen controller here, and we would have him answer some simple questions and press the start button. In a nutshell, that is EcoFlow. Obviously, a lot more features than we have time to go over this afternoon, but that is EcoFlow. Moving on from that, I'm going to spin us right round here. We're going to look at the other equipment that is relative to your industry, the pool and spa industry, and that is what took us into the industry back in 2008 was this product. It's called the Ematron PSP20. This is for anti-entrapment. It's not a safety vacuum release system, but an automatic pump shut-off system. Guaranteed, and it's the only one to be guaranteed to not cause any nuisance trips. The problem with SVRSs is that you often suffer from nuisance trips. Vacuum conditions could occur that will not entrapment, and they false trip. This one, no, this actually monitors the power taken by the pump motor. If we have an entrapment, the power goes down, this shuts the pump off, releases the swimmer from the entrapment within 3 seconds. So that is the PSP20. Okay, so what we have here is we're going to show an actual entrapment here, a simulated entrapment on a pool. And the monitor that you saw inside of the PSP20 is here in this panel. Now what we have on this graphical display here is the red line is actually the power taken by the pump motor. And if we have an entrapment here, what we're going to see is the load went down very quickly. And we see here the red line drop right to 0 and the pump shut off. This is where the child would be immediately released from the entrapment.
So Paul, what's next for H2Flow?
Very soon, actually, Chris, we're going to have another exciting release of products for the pool and spa industry, and that will be the larger units. Many customers need to go beyond the 4-inch that we have now on large commercial pools. And I come back to something I mentioned earlier this afternoon, and that was that we've got now the 6 and the 8-inch units soon to be launched. The development is now completed. We've taken the molds now, or the designs for the molds, to the mold manufacturers, and we hope to be launching these 2 products in probably late May, early June. And that's probably what's going to be taking our focus for the rest of the year, is launching those 2 new products.
All right, very nice. Well, thank you very much for sharing the H2Flow story, Paul.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. That was great. Now let's just do a little recap, talk a little bit about the key features of the FlowVis. Installation flexibility, installs horizontally, vertically, or even upside down. It can also be installed right next to other plumbing fittings, such as elbows, with no effect on accuracy. It's an incredible 97.9% accuracy across the entire model range. Also NSF 50 level 1 for 8 different FlowVis models. More NSF 50 certified models than any other brand of flow meter in the industry. It also doubles as a check valve. It's available in 1.5 inch, 2.5 inches, all the way up to 8-inch models. Also available with a digital reader, which is our new FlowVis Digital. Thank you so much for that demonstration as well. Clear, easy to read, scales in gallons per minute or optional liters per minute for our international customers. Also comes with a velocity indicator in feet per seconds. It also installs quickly and easily with no calibration required. And of course, it's manufactured in the good old US of A. We have a great 3-year full warranty, and it's the industry's most respected and reliable flow meter, the FlowVis. Thank you, Paul, for being with us today. We really appreciate it. Thank you for investing all this time and effort into the interactive trailer. It's going to go a long way. It's going to be touring the USA. We can't wait for it to come back to Florida. And then we also want to thank all of our listeners today. Thank you for joining us in today's episode of the Stellar Zone, and stay tuned for our next educational episode. Have a great day, guys. Stay safe and stay healthy.
Thank you.